Have a doubt you'd see 12 out here today?
I didn't really focus too much on it. Obviously, I followed it, but stuff like that, I just believe it when I see it, when I show up.
Hey, what do you think Andre Campbell can do for you guys? You probably know him from around the way. Andre Campbell.
Do who? Say again?
I can pick this thing. Andre Campbell.
Oh yeah. Well, I seen him, playing, and then he's came out and he's been moving fast, picking up, and a lot of times when you have more players on your defense that have played a lot of ball and can come in and get stuff going, and they can pick up on it fast because you just know football. When you know football, it's easier to switch schemes or get into a new team.
What specifically did you focus on, work on the most during the offseason, just in terms of getting ready for this year?
With me, just getting in shape. I want to be the best shape I've been in, and I want to focus on different ways to get to the ball. Obviously, we got a new defense going in, just learning the playbook, learning the terminology. Just different ways where I can personally help myself get that extra step.
As a defensive player, and you have this ramp-up period where you guys have no pads, just like you had in the OTAs, off-season, mini camp, what have you. Is it a perspective of you can't wait to put the pads on and hit somebody, or are you appreciative that you have this kind of ramp-up period of 4 or 5 days?
Either way is fine. That's coming. So right now, what we do is take advantage of what we have right now. We can still practice tackling without tackling, as far as getting there, breaking down, creating great angles, taking away the cutback, different things like that makes it easier once the pads come on and you can actually do it.
Hey Adrian, great to see you in person. Thanks for all the Zooms you did last year. I felt like you talked every week, and we appreciate that a lot. You've been here 2 years. You've been to 2 NFC Championship games. You guys kept the roster together, and now the MVP is back. I don't know how you would have felt about your chances without him, but how do you feel about where this team is and what it can do this year now that he's here?
Obviously, I feel great about our team. It's, obviously I'm confident in what we can do, but at the same time we have to take everything one step at a time, because we can't win that tomorrow or today. It's going to be a long journey to get back to where we was, and obviously, in the locker room, around the league, in the media, everywhere, the expectation is very high. Because if you don't get at least to where you was before, everybody sees it as a failure. But we can't look at it that way, and I'm not that type of person personally. I'm looking at what can I do tomorrow. Because we got to get to that point. Because if we don't get to that point, we don't get to that point without completing every step of the way.
They made the change. You're 13-3 and back in the championship game again. They make the change with Mike and they bring in Joe. So talk about you and veteran players about how that can improve your defense. What your mindset has to be as you change your coordinator from a successful year.
I feel like that falls on us as the players, is us, getting to it, learning this and getting this system down to where we can make this our own. If we're all working together and we're on the same page, it doesn't matter what scheme we are in. But I like the scheme so far. I feel like we're all buying into it and we're learning, and a lot of the concepts are very similar. But there is a lot that's different as well. So, and I just feel like that across the board with football. Football is football. Defense is defense. So a lot of things that we can compare that makes us, a easier transition. And, especially on the back end with us communicating, I feel like, the sky's the limit.
A lot of people have said that there's a lot of disguise in this defense, particularly in the secondary, and you might be playing half man and half zone on each side and things like that. Have you gotten into that, and how, from your standpoint, does that going to affect how you play this year?
You always want to, make it hard on the offense. offenses are very good, right now, and we get a good look at it playing against our offense, whereas they have a lot of checks and different things that they can do, and beaters to whatever we have if we're tipping our cap. So we can't, show what we're in all the time, and it's great. It is, again, it is great practice to do it against our offense, and it's gonna help us during the season to confuse different quarterbacks and quarterbacks that aren't used to getting those particular disguises each and every week.
I know it's not quite the same as before, but what was it like to have at least some fans out there, the bikes and everything for training camp?
It definitely livens up practice, just like when you have music out there, just a different sound, a different energy to practice. It's just like, within games, when you don't have fans to when you have fans, it's just another level of energy that, can get you up for the game.
Hey, Adrian, I think you had 2 years with Eddie in Chicago, and now obviously going into year 3 now with Darnell. In what ways does that help in terms of being able to have the same running partner back there on the back end and what you do with your job?
When you trust the man next to you, it's a lot that comes with it as far as you both know what each other likes to do. So you start doing some give and take with with different things, and if we both know how to play both spots, then we get to switch around a lot. We get to move around without even we don't really have to talk to the coach about it, because we know it with each other. As long as it's within the defensive scheme and things like that, you have that nonverbal communication.
Along those lines, Adrian, you guys both had really big second halves of the season. Was that just coincidence, or was that what Wes was talking about? Just that was your 20th game starting, 25th game starting, 30th game starting together?
I think that was a lot of things that came to do with that. With scheme, with us locking in, with play call, different things. It was just a lot of things that come into that. But yeah, I think our defense as a whole locked in together those last 8 games, and I feel like we played a lot better. And that's just what I've been thinking about this offseason, is how can we play our first 8 games like we did the last 8 games last year. Because if we did that, then we would have been ranked a lot higher on defense.
So what's the answer there? How do you start the first 8 games like that?
We come out fast. We attack. We communicate a lot with what we feel comfortable with. In the back end. I think communication is the biggest thing. Communication in how we communicate with each other, with coaches, and us just locking in from day one.
So Adrian, does it become more difficult with the new system? And you've been around this league a long time. Preseason has now become a place where the most important guys don't play a lot. Do you think you have to take a different approach to preseason to get game snaps together in a new scheme, even if it's vanilla stuff that you're running?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that with us playing together already, in general, no matter what scheme we're in, with us playing together already, we speak the same language. Even if sometimes it's not the right language, if we're both speaking the same language, then we're both right. So I think having that experience with doing that, having experience at linebacker, we got KB back again, and he's the one giving a lot of calls. So we have familiarity with that, with him, with each other, and I feel like everybody just moves faster.
First impressions of Eric out there in the corner, the rookie?
He's willing to learn. He's he's about his work. But we'll see a lot moving forward. Obviously, he's he looks the part, and he's he's fast. He's big. He's fast, and he looks the part out there. So we'll see moving forward. I don't have really too much judgment. I don't judge people out for the first day.
Adrian,
Two more in here, and then we gotta go to Zoom.
Adrian, how different is it around here? It sounds like most of the guys, but not all, are vaccinated. So is it what's it like for you to be able to maybe do things with your teammates and be different in the locker room than you were the way last year played?
I mean, it's a deal where, when you are vaccinated, you have different rules, and you see that the NFL is cracking down on a lot of stuff. They basically, forcing your hand in certain situations. But everybody has to make that decision for themselves, because you got to live with whatever you do, in regards of that. So, people have to do what's best for them and their family, and whatever the rules is, you got to follow the rules as well. So that's how I think about that.
Any more in the room? Okay, let's go, Sarah, let's go to Zoom.
All right, we just have two in here. Go ahead, Rachel Hotmeyer.
Hey, Adrian, obviously you're coming off a career year. What type of goals are you setting for yourself this season?
My goals is, one day at a time, but I want to have more, ball production and cut down on individually. Just, I feel like I had more missed tackles early on in the season last year. Just focusing on that and getting ready, just to come out strong and finish, to start strong and finish even stronger.
And the last one in here, Kyle from WFRD.
Hey, Adrian, what's the energy and vibe being back in the defense today and going into the season? Because you guys are like one of the most fun and energetic defenses to watch on Sundays with all your celebrations and personalities, and I'm sure there won't be a lack of that this season.
Oh, for sure. It's exciting to get back out here. A lot of us are back, and we're a defense that generally loves being around each other. We love each other's company, so just getting back out there and right now it's, a lot of learning right now and getting the basics and everything down. But, of course, when it's time to compete, we're going to get out there and have fun.